Hello everybody. I had to just basically turn that sound off. Welcome to Tavern Legends, inspired by myth. And I hope you like what you see. And more importantly, I would love to hear your thoughts and more constructive ideas of how to move this forward in a sense of any ideas. I've been working on this project for a week so far, and I'll show you where I've been gotten to. Don't forget this is pre-alpha, so you might run into some bugs or some things questionable, and I will lay it out about the functionalities and more important of what has been done to date, and more importantly the direction I'll be going with this. Okay, so as you can see, right now the only thing I did as setting is pretty much your graphics and your sound control, and pretty much I'm gonna have the sound off, and you can load games that you save, and pretty much you could save games. So this is the functionality, this is the layout, and again, this is not the final graphics. Um, and welcome to Tavern Legends. Sorry if I go on rambling. I'm just excited to show you of what I've done. And again, a lot of what the futures you'll see might shift and change over time. So I'm not married to certain ideas. I'm constructively shifting things as things move forward. But I just wanted to let you know what has inspired me. Like most everything gets some inspiration for something or somewhere. And myth has inspired me, even though, again, I don't want to dive too much deep into it, but with the rules and this and all that fiasco back in the past. But I've changed a lot of things and moved on from that and came up with my own creativity and my own ideas. And, well, pretty much I'm turning into a freaking video game. And I hope you like it, and let me show you. So we're going to start with this new game. I'm sorry, I cut the sound and the music because basically, well, you won't be able to hear me if there's the sound. Here, so let me just show you. There is 5 classes right now, and I'm going to add later on the ranger and the bard sometime down the road. I want to focus on these 5 classes for now, and constructively then add the other 2 classes. To importantly, just to show you, so let me continue. First is the saint. The saint, think of it as the, you could think of it as the acolyte or the cleric or any the healing class. And then there's the knight. The knight you could think of as the soldier or constructively any, guardian type class. Moving right along, there's the thief. You could think of the rogue, and or the brigand, and then the mage, the wizard, or the apprentice, or something like that. And then, more importantly, the barbarian. Okay, which I don't think there's a class as such, being myth-inspired, but again, there's the barbarian class in this one that I'm presenting also. So this 4 might be typical, but this one is outside the wild card right there. So let me show you first. I'm gonna start with the knight. Let's recruit the knight, and as you see, that's the class, pretty much emblem. And there's levels to this game. You gain the levels by XP, and it goes up to level 20. At level 10, you change a class. Okay, so you become something else. And as the base stat, you start with 1 die 10, 1 destiny die. It's called destiny die. And the thing is, you're capped at 10. In the game, you can never have more than 10 destiny dices or more than 10 10 die 10s. And this is the basic starting stats, but I don't know why I have 1 in threat for here for this example. And XP and gold matters in this game. So gaining XP, you'll see what it matters in a sense for leveling up and other things. Actually, XP matters for other things too as you gain XP. So not only for leveling, but other things. And gold also matters not only, and how you spend it. So that will be explained much later. There's going to be titles, and again, this graphics that you see in the UI will change a lot. So right now, a lot of similarities might seem to appear. A lot of differences there will be also, but the point is, it's just conceptual for now as things shift and graphics will be finalized as things progress and, in its own integration. So there's going to be a primary, there's going to be a secondary, there's going to be helmets, there's going to be armor, and there's going to be two accessory slots. And as you can see, it kind of, I kind of laid it out. And you got 2 potions you can carry into battle. You can only carry into battle 2 potions. And in this case, this is 1 potion you start with. And you can only have 3 inventory slots, okay? And one important thing that I want to explain, there's no looting during the game, so there's no opening treasures in battle or something like that. The focal is the battles, and I'll explain that very, very soon, as you'll see why, and it'll make more sense. Now you could type the name of the hero you want, or you can pretty much, instead of typing it in, will allow, and I added a feature where you could generate, random names, or you could select. I didn't add female icons yet. I plan to in the near future, but right now all the male knight icons, and I just think he looks like a badass, so I'm going to select him. So this is going to be the knight, and from the knight, I'm going to select the next character as the mage, and this is the mage icon and the mage equipment. Okay, the mage equipment. And okay, so that says it there. That's the stats, and that's the base stat title. And I just don't like the way he looks, so I'm gonna choose as the mage. Okay, I like the way he looks, so I'm gonna take this guy, and I'm gonna randomly choose a name. Emil, I don't like Emil. No, Henry, Adrian, Bogdana. Okay, I'll take that as a mage. All right, and after that, let's go with the barbarian. That's the class symbol. That's his starting equipment. That's his. Okay, everything is normal, and I just don't like the way he looks. Ooh, this guy's. Okay, I'm gonna choose that guy. And moving right along, Gregoria. Okay, I don't know. Sounds Sphere, Jeffrey, no. Gerald, Fiora, no. Ricard, Archibald, no. Weird, Jeffrey, Frederick. Beatrice, no. Kissing, Arnie. Oh, Arnie, okay, I'll take Arnie. And then let's choose the thief. No healer, no saints. Okay, so again, I don't like. Oh, I like this guy. This guy looks badass. Okay, so let's go random name here. Here, no. Clement, no. Lavia, no. Ulrich, no. Mirabel, no. Colette, Benedict, nah. No. Grimwald. Okay, I like Grimwald. Okay, and the starting equipment. Okay, so this is pretty much it. This is the group I'm going with, and you can remove and select something else, but I'm not gonna do that. But right now, pretty much this is my group. So let's go to the next thing. So primarily, there's no world map. You're always going to start, or end your you could say encounters or everything like that at the tavern. Everything starts at the tavern, everything ends at the tavern. So here, I know you can't hear the music, but you know what? I'll do this for you. I will turn on the music so you can see what I mean. So here you could change your songs. Now we just put a few of them. We'll just put a few for you. So just to get an idea. So, you know what? I'll leave it on. Very, very important. There is the bartender, there is farmer and traveler and veteran, and then you got there's the board. Now, again, each one does give quests, and some just spread rumors and conversations, or later on can possibly give you quests, and the tavern will fill up itself. Again, this is an alpha stage, so primarily it's just showing you overall certain things. This shows you the quest, all the quests you have. Well, right now you don't have any because you didn't take any. And this all shows you all the inventory. Well, you have nothing in the inventory other than your 10 gold. Okay, so that's something important to notice. So I'm going to put the sound back because we do have audio. The conversation, so you don't have to read necessarily. You can just listen, and I think that's a much better way to engage and interact. So we're gonna take one quest or at least have one conversation. We'll take it from there. We'll start with the bartender and see what the bartender have to offer. And later on, I'll explain certain things. Okay, so let's take the first quest on here. So let's buy. Okay, I'm gonna buy more potions. And as you saw here, it did, cost us, so we lost money here. Here, I could sell, but I don't want to sell anything. Let's talk.
I've poured ale for mercenaries, saints, and fools alike. But whatever's living under my tavern now doesn't drink, doesn't sleep, and won't leave.
Sounds like you need help.
Rats. Big ones. Mean ones. And far too clever for creatures that should fear fire and steel. They've chewed through barrels, gnawed my cellar beams, and something down there answered back when I shouted, "Go down into the basement, clear them out. Whatever's nesting there, end it."
Rats don't usually fight back.
These ones do. They swarm when you turn your back. They strike when the lights go out.
Leave it to me.
So something important here to notice. When you do take the quest and you accept the quest, you have a choice here. Other than it telling you the name and pretty much what you gain from completing this encounter. You get XP here, as you can see, you get reputation, and reputation has an effect later on, and you get gold as a reward. You could choose to do a harder part of this quest. Okay, you only got a one-shot deal here. So you can't, if you do hard, you can't do normal later, or if you do normal, you can't do hard later. So you have to choose one or the other here. Obviously, as you choose harder, you could see the bonus that you get out of it, or the reward, is better for the encounter. Okay, so let's choose hard here. And as you do, it pops up right here. It tells you what it is, the name, and it tells you it's hard, and it tells you who gave you the quest. Okay, so that's something very, very important. I'm gonna leave the sound off right now, as you pretty much heard what he had to say about it. So let's go first, but before we go in, I'm going to equip these potions to some of the characters. I'm gonna equip it to the knight here, to Albert the Knight. It kind of tells you right here. And I'm going to equip then the Barbarian here, Arnie the Barbarian. And the last one, I'm going to give it to the Mage. Okay, there you go. Close, and that settles that. And let's start this battle, and I'll show you what pretty much goes on from there. Okay, so again, something very, very important. At every round, there's a roll for initiative. So that means if he started this round first, there's a high possibility he will end up being last or in the middle or whatever. But basically, there's no guarantee every round you're going to start first. Unless, future items, gear, or cards, or anything that can alter that, that's a different issue. But by default, that is the way it is for every round. You roll and you see which one you go first. As you can see, this is the roll for each one, and it kind of lays it out for what each one rolled, and even the ratter. Okay, and this is the ratter. There's 5 of them, and you can pretty much see them. You could pretty much just fixing something there. You could pretty much see the ratter right here, and there's a total of 5, as you can count right here. You could zoom in, you could zoom out, you could change the map. The angles of the map perspective. And this animations, again, certain things will change later on. Maybe the animations will be here instead, and the icons will be here. This is pretty much the current character sheet. Obviously, there's things a little bit need fixing out of whack, but that's not a big primarily interest or focus right now. But it is there, as you can see, his HP, etc. You could view your deck. You could see all the deck here. This is for the Barbarian. So this is all the cards, and all the graphic and the art. Again, the cards will change later on, and that's something very, very important. There is some changes to the guidelines and requirement. I don't want to get into that right now per se. You can see this inspiration and similarity, but certain things will shift a little bit in its own uniqueness, as it is already unique in its own way. So as you can see, there is this XP here too, even though it's not properly aligned, but the point is you could upgrade these cards. You could spend the XP, hence the focus of the XP. The XP that you obtain, you could upgrade this card to something more thrilling. And you don't know what's going to be, but you upgrade the card and it's going to update something in a sense of the stat or ability or etc. of the card. So that's what happens. You spend 2 XP and you can upgrade each card, into something better. So this is the basic cards and this is the basic icon. Okay, so let's exit from here and let's see what we got here. So the barbarian is right here, as you could see, and you could zoom in a little bit. You can see each one is different in the battle, and you can see again the final art, graphics, appearance, will be different. And you can see he has both of the potions. He originally started with 1, but now he has 2 because we gave him the extra potion. And it says level 1 barbarian, the name, and it also tells you how many of the 5 cards you have you could use in this current turn. Again, things can change later on with leveling up, etc., etc. But you right now can only use 4 cards. And he has the Berserk and Frenzy and Ignore, which is an interrupt, so that's why it's grayed out, because you can only use it on the monster's turn, or pretty much like an interrupt. And Bull Rush and Whirlwind. So let's do something simple. Just let's move him forward, because he can't do anything else. There's no movement cards. He doesn't have anything that could push him forward. So he'll end his turn right there. And here's the mage. For the mage, again, the mage doesn't even have anything that could push him forward any more spaces than he could. So he'll just move here and this turn. And now this is the thief. So the thief has here gain shadow 6. Something that should be somewhat familiar, and you can see the 2 experiences kind of properly aligned right there. But anyways, gain shadow 6. So I want to use this to make him go in shadows, and you can see the effect right there, and it says that he does. And anything you do actually happens here, and it does tell you. So Grimwald, pretty much the thief, casts into shadow. So anything that seems awkward or you weren't able to follow will kind of be laid out here texturally. So that's something fundamentally very important. And right now he can't do anything that's really relevant or important. So now the ratters are going to move, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see a little better of what they do. I don't think they can do much. Maybe that one, yeah, that one can attack. This is going to be interesting. So as you can see, it tells you there is an interrupt available, right? And this is the only interrupt, and pretty much this one says when you take damage, reduce that damage by reduce that damage and okay, so let's see this. So it missed, as you can see. The rider did 0 damage. I'm sorry, I'm just following here. There's something's going on here. Okay, so let's see what the soldier will do. Sorry for that little lapse of silence, but I'm just trying to focus on the battle here and see what is going on. Here, press the line. That's the last thing I did, and I just want to get around, but I can't. So you know what? I'm going to do this. Press the line. I'm going to do here. And he rolls this 3 dice and 1 destiny die, and this is what he rolled. He did his 1 damage. He does 1 damage. It says here pretty much what you roll, 1 mystic. So everything is here if it followed through. So I'm just going to play a little bit and talk less. I'm going to end my turn right here. So round 2 is going to begin. There's, you see, you roll for initiative, as you could see. And, okay, we're going to avoid this ones. So here, this one says, attack one target within range for each ongoing card. Okay, I don't have any ongoing card. Discharge. So you know what? This one, I want to cast it right here. 2 destiny dices and this. Okay. Alright, that's interesting. And okay, the reason why it did, okay, so something very, very important in this game, when you do critical damage, it does 2 things. As you can see, he took damage. Here, you could see that he took damage, 4 out of 5 health. I don't know if you see that well, but he took damage. And rolling a critical miss does 2 things. He rolled also a critical hit at the same time. But a critical miss does 2 things. It gives you take 1 damage. It also reduces the damage that you do. So hence why he did 2 damage. He originally, this card does 1 damage, right? And he was supposed to do 3 damage in total because of the critical that he rolled. But because of the fact that he rolled a critical miss too at the same time, not that it makes a difference because he kills the rat anyways, but he gets 2 damage. Hope you got to follow that. So to explain you why that pretty much happened. So it says right here, Ratter takes 2 damage and 1 damage, etc. Right there. So he discharges, pretty much. I don't know why it says the extra damage there. That's a little bug. There's going to be bugs you're going to see that's not going to make sense, kind of. And I saw one before when it was the Barbarian's turn. Okay, so moving right along, just to show you. Okay, so now it's him. So what he's going to do, gained, okay. Attack up to 3 adjacent targets. I don't know. You know what? We're just going to attack this. It's going to be easy to hit. So as you can see, the target number was 0. I rolled 2-2, so he still takes 3 damage, and I still kill it because, well, luckily it was a shitty roll, but I lowered the target number, so it made it easier to hit. So that's hence why I did that much damage. So let's move here, and I'm going to try to see attack up to 3 adjacent targets. I don't have 3 targets, but okay. So this was supposed to use. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to use this with another card. So I can't use this. This was supposed to use with the other card, but I guess I made a mistake there. Okay, so let's end the turn right here. Interesting. Okay. One says the one that develops should never correct. Okay, so let's see what happens to the mage. Okay, it misses. As you could see, target number was 7. It rolled a 5. It missed, so it did 0 damage, which is correct. Here's the barbarian, and he's going to do a bull rush. And the bull rush, what it does is if you moved aggressively, and well, it's not going to be aggressive anymore as new guidelines I'm writing. But anyways, if you moved aggressively in this turn played, this attack hits with +1 damage on a hit. Push the target 1 hex out, but it's not going to survive. If I hit it, I kill it. So we're not going to see it to get pushed back, but let's see what the roll is. And he rolls 4 dices and 1 destiny dice because oh, that's awesome. But he did 1 less damage because, again, if you see, he did critical miss. Oh, he did critical hit too. But either ways, okay, so let's do next. So here's the Berserk. The Berserk just increases the amount and lowers the target number of any attack coming up. So let's see what happens. So there you go. And the Barbarian also takes 1 damage from it, from using, as you could see. So let's see, what can I do? Throwing axe, I don't want to do a throwing axe. We could do this. So let's see this. And he rolls the extra dice. As you can see, he rolled 4 dices instead of 3. And yeah, that's an awesome slay. Well done. There you go, you finished. So when you finish a encounter, this is where, there's no treasure chest on the battle map. You get in the end of an encounter your, tally, and pretty much it shows you everything. So it tells you, well, victory, you get this and this reward, and this is the enemies that you defeated, and if there was any casualties, etc. All right. Let's move on. And the one that gave you it, you just pretty much say, okay, any updates? Yeah, well, pretty much well done. And he gives you also a bonus. He gives you also a bonus for returning the quest. Okay, so let's take another quest here, but I'm going to turn on the sound so you can hear what happens. This guy just yaps, I think.
Hello there! Have you heard? I heard that people who went to the southern forest never came back. Maybe they found a reason to stay there, or was it something else? Well, never mind what I just said. Let's have a drink.
Okay, so this is between the farmer and the traveler. Let's choose the farmer.
They don't kill like beasts anymore. They kill like hunters.
Okay, what are you talking about?
What's been attacking your land?
Wolves,
Uh-huh.
or what passes for them. They come after sundown, take down cattle twice their size, drag what's left into the fields. I buried 3 cows this week. Won't be a farm left if it keeps up.
Okay, if you want more information, you do
Predators
this.
don't range that far without a den.
Old woods beyond the south ridge. Caves the shepherds won't go near anymore. The howling comes from there. Always from there. If you don't burn it out, they'll keep coming back.
I'll do it.
Obviously, I'll do it. And here this is pretty much normal, and again hard. So pretty much this is the layout, this is the reward. Again, this is just a template of what the rewards will be. Things might change in the final, as this is pretty much the conceptual idea of how it's going to work, in a sense. So let's grab other quests. Let's see if we can get other quests.
I keep a careful count. Bottles, barrels, coin.
Got other issues?
Someone's been helping themselves, and it isn't my regular.
You think this is theft?
I know it is. Crates vanish overnight. Locks aren't broken, just opened. And I found these near the back door. Goblin work. Claws, if I had to guess. The sneaky kind.
Where are they coming from?
Old warehouse by the docks. Used to store grain. Now it stores shadows. They slip in low, climb the beams, grab what they can carry, and vanish before dawn. I won't have my livelihood bled dry by vermin with thuck.
I'm on it.
All right, buddy. All right, I get you. I sympathize. So as you can see, pretty much the layout. Let's take another quest just for the sake of it.
I should have taken the long road, or hired guards, or trusted my instincts.
What happened to you?
The crossroads east of here. They came out of nowhere, small, fast, laughing like it was a game. Goblin.
What were you carrying that drew them out?
A coffer. Old. Heavy. Worth more than coin. Family keepsake. Or so I was told. They dragged it toward the old marker stones by the crossroads.
Okay, Alex.
I'll see what I can do.
I'll do it. Don't worry. Okay, so there you go. So you got 3 quests right here, and you can get much more. You can scroll down, etc., and see what there is. And obviously, because you completed that quest, you have more gold than before, right? Because you got rewarded gold, and some XP, etc. So let's see which one we want to do as a final quest layout and presentation. And what farmer? Okay, so let's do this one. This is the first. Okay, this is against the wolf. Oh, they go first. Okay. Okay, so pretty much let's see. Quiet shadows, fresh poison, quickening. So let's see this. I'm gonna come to you and oh man, require shadows to do this and require shadows. So You know what? I'll come right here so I don't block anybody. Alright, I ended right there. Let's see what the knight will do. What does he have? Rapid advance. Rapid advance. He has pressed the line. Press the line is good. But I need to... Okay. I'm just trying to strategize here a little bit, guys. Okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna go like... See something? Let me lower the music here. Sorry. Let me lower the music so I can pretty much be able to talk and you guys can hear what I'm saying. The music is a little loud. So here, let's... I don't know. No, I'm going to miss that. So let's go there. Yeah, so now I'm going to be able to swing there, I believe. Yeah, there you go. You roll for each, you know, you got to roll for each, even though it takes effect on this, because you can see it attack 3 adjacent targets, sorry. And you may attack up to 2 additional adjacent targets if, you know, for each furry, basically, card played. All right? But in this case, you know, there was 2 adjacent, and you roll for each one. As you can see the results here, 3 damage and 2 damage. And it says right here, which, you know, and what ability skill that you used. And at this point, okay, nothing else I could do here. So I'll stop right there. You know, what is the barbarian going to do? Okay, let's help the thief here because I'm worried a bit, but let's use the bull rush. Okay, this is wild, and yeah, you have no chance there, buddy. And that kind of ends my turn. If the attack misses, reckless swing. I don't want to do reckless swing. And the last one is the mage. The mage. Attack 1 target within range. This attack also affects 1 additional target. No, I'm not going to use that. And mental aegis. No. Each character within range. Arcane study. Each character. Once per initiative. It's ongoing. So you know what? I'm going to use this ongoing effect. And it pretty much each character within range may reroll 1 die basically once per initiative step. Okay, so you know what? Let's see if I can attack 1 target within range. This attack also affects 1 additional target. There's no additional target. Alright, but we'll just do this just for the hell of it. Okay, you rolled a 3. Okay. And I can't see anything, but it's okay. I kind of see that you're dead, and I can see the results here. Whew, that was close. 1 damage, but it's done. And, you know, there's nothing else, and we're going to see this to round 2. And at this point, I think we're going to be able to complete this easily. Let's go and do a crazy finish. You know, a savage strike. Attack 1 adjacent monster. It's simple, it's straightforward. And let's do this. Right. Oh, come on. So, you see, it did hit. Let me be clear. It did hit, but it also pretty much missed. You know what I mean? And that's hence why it got a critical. So, it took damage. Okay, so the barbarian takes damage. The wolf takes no damage, as you can see right here. So, if you look... no, that's the... knight. So the barbarian, if you notice, it took a damage 7 out of 8 HP. Okay, so let's see what you're gonna do. And you know what? I'm gonna just show you what the press the line. Press the line, impress the line. Let's go right through. Alright. Oh, it missed also. Oh my god. So it missed too. Okay, so that didn't go too well. So, oh, sorry, you gotta interrupt. When you take damage, reduce that damage by 1 and gain 1 threat. Okay. So let's see. Okay, and yeah, 1 was 1. Okay, so basically nothing happened, no damage. Okay. A final cut requires shadows. Skip your turn because you're useless. And let's bring in the mage. The mage maybe can do something here. Do you have anything clear? No. Here, Aether Bolts. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Count on a mage to take you down. Again, a lot of these things, graphics, art, and certain things might change. I mean, conceptually, it's pretty much what will be, but the layout, the presentation, certain other things, certain features will be expanded on. And as explained, okay, there's all the quests. This one is pretty much farmer, so let's go back to the farmer. He will thank us.
Job's done.
Yeah, well done. Thank you. Thank you for the bonus. And you could then go on from this, pretty much select the other quests and do them. Right now, the board doesn't have anything, except the quest that you completed, and then there's this two other quests and the progress, etc. But that's not finalized right there. The requirements are, but not. I didn't get a chance to work on it. So hope you like it. But so it's just very straightforward. They're gonna be chained encounters, so that are gonna be much bigger and huger. As you know, there's different tiers, right? So the way I plan to have it, and based on every tier, there's different level of kind of encounters that you may explore. Okay, and certain tavern patrons will provide you, a one-time shot kind of quest, which is what you've been seeing so far, or sometimes, there'll be nobles or certain people that require, it's going to be a chain, kind of quest exploration that will expand from one to another, etc. If you follow what I'm trying to say, and that's it. And pretty much those are the classes that you got to see an opportunity of all the classes in action, with a little few bugs here and there. Noticeable to me. Also, like I said before, XP matters, and so does gold. Gold will be used to pretty much level up your equipment, and so you could still find items in the game, and at some point, sometimes the items you're going to find are somewhat not going to be as good the ones that you upgraded, but if you upgrade those, they'll be much better than the ones you currently have upgraded, if that makes sense, okay? But doesn't mean that the ones you currently have are not that powerful or strong as it is. And there is a limit to how much you can level up your each gear. Each gear is a level up to a maximum of 10. So there's anything that can happen. You can, in each level up, you can increase the damage it does output, or you can increase certain abilities or skills, etc., and everything else. So gold plays a big factor aside from just buying potions, and sometimes buying items or etc., or aside from finding them. So that's something very, very important. And XP plays a factor in leveling up, like any D&D or any game per se, RPG. But also in this case, it allows you to actually, upgrade your cards. So your basic cards have some value, and you're not going to be able to level. Oh, well, you could, some, there's going to be repeatable quests. You're going to be able to pretty much level up all the cards, but you're going to have to really sink time into it, and hopefully you like it as much as I do. This is on the early stage in alpha. I'm going to pretty much release updates once a week, and show you my progress of what has changed and what hasn't, or at least play out and let you know, and get an opportunity to see of the things that I've been working on. I hope you share your thoughts. I hope you like what you see. Just remember it's pre-alpha. Just remember that the final product might be totally different. Certain extent, obviously. Everything there, in a sense, conceptually is pretty much laid out, give or take. And that's it. If you have any questions, do make comments, and I'll respond to them as possibly, as kindly as I possibly could. And meaning that, I'll respond to them, and I look forward to your, comments and aid and help and insight. Don't forget, I'm a one-man show, so be kind of understanding that, I can't do everything, but I'm doing everything. and yeah, and thank you very much again, always for watching and sharing your thoughts. Have a beautiful rest of the day, day or evening or week or whatever point of the day that you're watching this.